Welcome to your SST class. I am your SST teacher, Pooja Tripathi, and today we are going to learn a very interesting topic of history, that is new ideas of social being. This topic is associated with explanation of later Vedic period and two new religions, Jainism and Buddhism. So what happened into later Vedic period which resulted in emergence of two new religions? So let us study about later Vedic period. In later Vedic period, Brahmins assumed a very important position in society. They retained education as their birthright and thus exploited other people. As we know, they were readers and learners of Sanskrit language, so they interpreted the Vedic text or the religious text in their own way. They suggested very elaborate and complex rituals. The society was divided into very strict classes. This resulted in discontentment in people. The greed for land and power resulted in not many wars, and people decided to move to other social and cultural aspects of their life, and they started to search new religions. Now let us study some features of later Vedic period. What kind of religious texts were there? The religious texts were known as Upanishad. Upanishad is a Sanskrit word meaning sitting near or close to. Close to whom? Close to a guru who had knowledge about spiritual world. It is a period of time when students used to go to a guru in an ashram to learn about the world. These are 108 in number and they were written in 800 to 400 BC. What does these texts taught about? The basic concept that these texts taught about is that life and death are phases of life cycle and there is life after death. This brings into a new concept, that is concept of rebirth, depending upon the deeds a person does in his life. The main aim is to attain the salvation. If a person does not commit good deeds, if he is engaged in bad deeds, based upon these karmas, he has to take rebirth. They talked about soul as Atma, and that it is connected to power of universe, that is Brahma. So, according to Upanishad or Vedic culture, the main aim of life is to attain salvation. Salvation means freedom from cycle of life and death. Now, as we discussed earlier, that the later Vedic period, now in that period, the people became discontentment with the social structure of the society. This gave emergence to a new religion, that is Jainism. Now, who was the founder of Jainism? Lord Mahavira was the founder of Jainism. He was born in 599 BCE in Vaishali. He was son of King Siddhartha and Queen Trishala. In his birth time, he was known as Vardhaman. He was 24th Tirthankar. What is Tirthankar? Tirthankar is Guru. He was 24th Tirthankar of Jainism. As a child, he was not liking the material things. He was always away from material world. He was known as Lord Mahavira. Why Mahavira? Because of one of his good act in the childhood. He saved one of his friends from the snake. So he was fearless. That's why he was named as Mahavira. As I told you that he was not liking the material world. So he left his home in search of enlightenment. When he gained enlightenment, he assumed his life to be devoted to people, and he devoted his whole life to people in preaching about spiritual knowledge, spiritual world, about moksha. What was philosophy of his life, of Jainism? Right faith, right knowledge, right conduct. What is right faith? Right faith means not to believe what is directly told to you. Other than that, what you can do, whenever you get something to know, you should think with your mind, your perception, and then believe the correct thing. Right knowledge, you should have accurate knowledge about the universe. Right conduct, the way you behave. And this right conduct basically means to follow the rules and regulations prescribed in Jainism ethical code of conduct. What were these rules and regulations? Non-violence. You should not harm any living thing in the world. Non-stealing. You should not steal things from others which are not given to you directly. Non-possession. You should free yourself from material world, material things, and you should abstain from people, place, and everything that is material in this world. What was the purpose of life according to Jainism? The purpose of life according to Jainism was attainment of moksha. Again, salvation from cycle of birth and death. And one can attain moksha if he follows all the principles of right conduct. Lord Mahavira preached in Prakrit language, which was the language in which common people understood very well. So, what we have learned so far is about later Vedic period, where people became discontent with the present social structure and shifted towards a new religion that was started by Lord Mahavira and known as Jainism, which was based upon three philosophy: right faith, right view, and right heart. I hope you have understood the concept well. Meet you again.